The tree is so loaded with pears. This tree, we've never had this many on the moon glow. And the limbs just got so heavy they started breaking out of the tree. Ain't much I can do about that. We're harvesting what pears fell on the ground because we'll take them whole.
How many was on that one limb?
Yeah, that's just one limb right there. We'll take and go put them in the refrigerator and in the drawer and just let them set.
They're turning. They're starting to golden up.
Yeah, but you mash them at the top right here.
But I mean, they're getting there.
Yeah, they're.
Check that big one in the back there. See how big it is?
It's still not quite soft.
But I mean, look, they are.
Now, the thing about pears is you actually have to pick pears before they get ripe because they ripen from the inside out. And the way to check them is to mash them around the stem at the top. If they're soft up around the stem, then you can go ahead and pick them. And these don't seem to quite be there yet. They're still kind of hard. So we've got, if we can keep the critters out, we have our trap set right here, up under the muscadine here. We got marshmallows and stuff in it, just in case. Nothing
got it, but something's been eaten in it.
We have, this is squirrels. I can tell you by the size of the teeth mark, it's squirrels. Squirrels are slipping around in here.
And this one is loaded.
This tree is loaded. I mean, there's pears hanging in here. Just everywhere. And in our old chicken pen here, we've got some kind of squashes that's come up in there.
I don't know. Do you see any on it?
I don't see none on it. Yeah, I see the bumblebees are pollinator in there. Now last year we had some spaghetti squash come up in here last year, and we let them go. And I'm guessing
that's probably spaghetti
these
squash.
are the seeds from those spaghetti squash that has fell in here, and they're probably, it's probably from that. Now it'll be whatever it is, I don't know. We harvested most of them last year, and there was nothing wrong with them. They were good to eat.
Did you say there was some tomatoes in one of them?
Well, it was.
This is the chicken pen once we took the chickens out.
Yeah,
the petunias are going crazy. Danny's trying to get over to the tomato plants. There's several in there. Looks like 3 or 4.
There's tomato plants everywhere in here. I don't see any tomatoes on them.
I saw blooms on the side.
There's blooms on them everywhere, but there are no tomatoes. The worms have eaten them off. I see what's happened.
So the worms did hit them even in here.
Yeah, the worms hit them in here because I see that's what's happened, and they're coming back out. The worms ate all these off over here. So even in this deep grass, the worms still find them. We got a bumper crop this year. They just
figs, yeah.
I mean, every little limb is just loaded with figs. But July is usually when they get ready, so we're kind of pushing it on.
There's one right there. Starting.
It's starting, but it's not there.
Yeah, but a bird will get it today.
It's still green, though. You don't want to eat it.
Within a week, these will start, especially the ones in the top. Here's one, starting right here. There's one right there. This side, for whatever reason, starts first each time. I see one down here. One over here. This one's ready. Telling you. This one's ready.
Here, looking at our pecan trees here. Look at this. They got pecans on them. There's more in that one there. Up here. Look at that. Every limb. I mean, you pull these limbs down. Pecans. I mean, there. Look up in that one. 3 of them right there. 2 right up there. All the limbs up yonder are the same way. Tree is really loaded. Back out in the sun, you can see them.
You can see them get really
They're bigger
good.
than the other ones.
Well, this tree's bigger. I mean,
Look at
it's way taller.
Well, most of the tree's been dropping its blooms all in the tree. You see the pecans everywhere up in here. Look at them.
This tree is really loaded.
It's loaded big time.
And if you look at them, compare them, that tree there to this one.
Yeah.
This one's really tall compared to that one. It's probably 10 feet taller.
They're both the same age. They just...
Yeah, one's just done better than the other. All the blueberry bushes are almost done, but we have a couple of holdouts. These are different varieties that still are producing. Some small berries, but decent berries. This mulberry tree has just really showed out from a little twig that we got about 8 or 9 years ago. It is amazing. This is one of our willow trees. Danny planted it as a little bitty plant when we first built the pond, and the pond is very, very low. It hasn't recovered from the drought last year. And we have the willow tree here, and we have its sister over at Pecan Grove, which is already half this size.
Well, guys, we stopped for a breather for just a minute. We're fixing to go get a snack to eat here. It's almost 9 o'clock. I've been kind of, since I've stayed over at Pecan Grove so much working over there, I've decided to let Deepsouth heal. When I say heal, I mean, I used to keep it mowed religiously twice a week, all this kind of stuff. And I said, you know what? I'm going to just let it go for a while. And I know the grass got up almost waist deep, but the land needs to heal. All my pastures right now, since we took all the cows away from here, the pastures are like this deep in beautiful grass and stuff. And I'm letting it all go to seed. I'm just letting the land heal. I'm going to come in with my tractor here before long. I'm going to go through, I'm going to cut it all down, let those seeds fall, get a chance for the land to heal back up. This hillside back here behind me that I used to keep manicured so well, I'm just letting it heal. I'm letting it go back to nature for a couple of months. It looks kind of ragged, but the grass is getting really deep and the seeds are maturing on everything, because we had a lot of spots that didn't really have any grass on it because I was mowing it so regular. The hot sun was just baking the ground. And we've learned that if we don't cut the grass as regular and leave it deeper, especially around the trees and stuff, the trees do better. Everything just does better because the ground doesn't get as hot. The sun doesn't evaporate all the moisture out of the ground. I'm going to come in here probably in a week or so. I'm going to cut all this down, let it lay, and then probably again sometime August or sometime like that, I'll come back and mow it again. And like around the edges of the pond here, we've got all this deep grass and everything that's come up around it. I can't get in there with the lawnmower because the pond's down. We haven't had hardly any rain to keep the water level up. I'm going to have to bring my tractor with a bush hog so I can back that bush hog down in there and cut all this off. And then when the bush hog hits it, it'll sling it out into the water, and the carp love that. So do the same thing on the dam over there. I'll do it the same way. I'll drop the bush hog off and let it just sling it out into the water. The carps will eat that. And we're going to just, we're trying to let the land heal before we put it up for sale and actually sell it. We want everything to be healed over completely. We want the next owners of Deepsouth Homestead to be able to get a place that is in mint condition, because I don't want to let go of something and it have bare spots everywhere because I've overdone something or I've been neglecting it. I want it to be luscious and green. I want all the trees to be beautiful. I want everything to be at its peak when we decide to let go of it. So that's my goal this year. I told you I was going to let the fields rest before we put it up for sale. We want the next owners to be able to get it whenever they get it. I want it to be able to be ready to put into, growing and ready to go. Same thing with the high tunnels. We're cleaning them out little by little, trying to get them ready for next year. There's just things we're trying our best to spend some time and get in the best condition that we can possibly get it in, because we don't want to see things lay here bare. That's why I pull the cows off of it a year in advance, so the pastures would have time to heal back with luscious grass and stuff like that, so that if the next owners wanted to have their own cows or something like that, then the fields would be pretty and deep with grass and there wouldn't be any bare spots in it anywhere. And plus, with storms, we have limbs that fall down. There's things that happen. I'm trying to get all that cleaned up. We're just trying our best between the two pieces of property to use some wisdom, I guess you would say. And we have to spend a lot of our time at Pecan Grove because that's going to be our retirement. But we can't, at the same time, we can't neglect this and let it, just go to pots, let's just say. We have to make this look as good as we possibly can. And the trees this year have outperformed themselves. The muscadines are all loaded. The scuppernongs are loaded. The pecan trees are loaded. The mulberries were loaded. The blueberries were loaded. The figs were loaded. The pears are loaded. I mean, everything on this property is literally loaded. Well, the peaches, we just picked a whole pile of peaches off of the trees the other day. They're loaded down. We've got apples on the apple trees. They've got, I mean, everything is just kicking it. And that makes me happy to see everything so fruitful here at the place now. So I got to get back over to Pecan Grove and see if I can't get some work done over there today. Got to go shoot porch time today. So got to take care of that. And guys, please, if you want to see what we're doing over at Pecan Grove, how we're building a new homestead, then please subscribe to Pecan Grove. There'll be a link in the description below to it. You can just go there, click onto it, subscribe, and we'll keep you notified about everything that we're doing over there. And we're in our 60s starting a new homestead. How many people do that? We just want to show you it can be done. Thank you guys from Deepsouth Homestead.